Hey everybody, I'm back again for another week. Getting my groove on today a little bit. Just relaxing before the Hurricane Henri rolls in and ruins a couple of days apparently. But I will survive. And right now I'm drinking some tropical punch for Tropical Storm Henri. Now listen, I'm going to start off with a couple of words of wisdom. Now, I tell everybody this. Don't be stupid. We have enough of this stupidity and lunacy in the world, so don't be stupid. Odds are, if you think it's stupid, it probably is, and try to refrain. I know sometimes you can't help it, like my son. He's got a new girl, so apparently he's manscaping. Some accidents happen, I say stupidity. However, I digress. Now, speaking of don't be stupid, let's talk about Whispering Joe and what's going on here in Afghanistan. Now, I want you to raise your hand if you think when one of Joe's handlers came in and said, "Hey, Joe, Afghanistan has a problem," he said, "Oh, okay, have him make an appointment, I'll meet with him next week." The man's got no clue what's going on. Probably the worst pull-out mission ever, especially for Joe. You think that he would have learned after the pull-out with Hunter, and it already happened. Hunter should have been the reason he was good at pull-outs. Just saying, once again, just saying. Now, we go back here, and all of you people who talk about the January 6th insurrection, overthrow of a government, you may want to look at the Taliban. Once again, you want to see how an insurrection's done? Maybe look at Afghanistan. Once again, it's crazy. But they say it was a mostly peaceful insurrection, government throwover. I'm thinking that we could send over our mostly peaceful rioters over there, because all the people, the Black Lives Matter riots, the defund the police riots, we could call it the defund the Taliban riots, the feminists, the LG, everybody who's protesting and throwing things and violence, let them go deal with the Taliban. I'm telling you. 2 problems, 1 stone. Taliban and our peaceful rioters. Get them together and see what happens. I'm thinking these rioters will not be happy when they see it's going on. We know we have a problem when the Taliban says they're going to be peaceful. They're not peaceful. We've already known this. But they are criticizing the United States for the censorship here in the United States. Imagine that. Try speaking out against the Taliban and see what happens. I think it's pretty grim, just so you know. Then, the drunken hag raised her head up out of the sand again, bottle of Tito's behind her back, big goofy smile, and I asked her about the Taliban in Afghanistan, and she says she's very concerned about the women's rights in Taliban. She's very concerned about the women's rights. They're not going to have things like beauty salons anymore. Even the poorest need their beauty salon, she said. Bizarre, right? This woman, how is she still there? She should be sitting at a party, drinking her alcohol. Everybody leaves her alone. But it's amazing. She runs our government. It's really mind-boggling. Once again, don't be stupid. You think it's stupid, it probably is. We see stupidity all day, every day in our daily lives. Now, Cuomo's been quiet. He doesn't really want to be out there right now. We all know why. He's, a sexual aggressor. He kills old people. But his last few days, he gave clemency to some very bad people. And he came out with a statement that says, "I, as a man of the government, believe in forgiveness and redemption." Quite ironic. He believes in forgiveness and redemption after his transgressions? I don't know. Maybe he's looking for somebody to forgive and him to find redemption. Not really sure, but he is done waiting for the next book. Once again, we said it. How to Grope and Kill. April Cole. But now we have, the census was just done. Now, what struck me odd in the census is that these white liberals were extremely happy that the amount of the population of white people has gone down. They were happy like you wouldn't believe. First of all, I don't know why you'd be happy it went down or sad it went down. It's just a number. It shouldn't make you happy. However, if you're that concerned about living in an area where there's no white people or less white people, I don't know, move to Africa, India, China, Mexico. What are you doing here if you don't want to be around white people? I have a idea for you, and maybe history will work out. When people came into our country, they went by people to live with people who were of similar culture to them. That culture usually was color dependent. That's why we have Little Italy, that's why we have Chinatown, and that's why we have these enclaves of the same people together, because they want to be with their same culture. It's culture, not race, you dummies. And if you don't like it, get out. There's nothing keeping you here. You go to Afghanistan with the Taliban and tell them you don't like white folk. Maybe they'll accept you. Put a turban on your head, give you them 16, you're good to go. I don't know what to tell you, man. Also, darn offended here. You know, we lost the idea of whatever happened to sticks and stones might break my bones, but words will never hurt you. What happened to that? Because everybody's so offended by words. Fat shaming, calling nasty names, mean tweets. What are we doing? They're words. Ignore it. How about that? You know, we have these... Now there's a group of transgenders coming out and saying they don't like it when they're called the wrong name. I have to tell you something. I don't like it when I'm called the wrong name. It's usually by my wife. What am I going to tell you? Nobody likes being called by the wrong name. I get over it all the time. I don't know what she's calling me today. It's usually not very nice. But again, I get over it. Some truly tropical punch. Now, continuing with the mass stupidity. Out in Oregon, they're starting gender studies and anatomy classes starting in preschool. Gender studies, consent, anatomy starting in preschool. I got an idea for you there, Oregon. How about just your basic colors, the alphabet, 1 + 1, maybe some stick math, who knows? But it all started to make sense. Same Oregon has now issued the Department of Education, and the governor's come out and saying students do not need to be proficient in reading or mathematics to earn your degree. Can you imagine? You can graduate high school now, don't have to be proficient. Apparently now you just show up. It's like every other award in the country. It's a participation award. You participate. So now Oregon, really what they're doing is they're teaching about consent and anatomy, and you just show up, you pass. Don't want to be biased to anybody. You just got to show up. Participation. That's how we go. In the immortal words of the very politically incorrect, probably movie that'll never be shown again, Tropical Thunder. Once again, thunder, tropical storms. I'm going with this theme right now. Let's not go full retard. Not my quote, a quote from the movie, because I know it's politically incorrect. But it seems to be quite appropriate for today. Let's not go full. Doesn't make sense to me once again. Now, when I get these messages in YouTube videos, it's not often on my videos because I comment on a lot of other videos and people respond in those videos. So somebody responded to me, "Are you as dumb as you look?" My answer is, sometimes. Depends. How much did I have to drink? What day did you get me on? What am I saying? Often I'm not as dumb as I look. Sometimes I could be worse. Sometimes I could be better. But I'm not always as dumb as I look. Sometimes I'm smarter. Sometimes I'm actually dumber. Today, I don't think I look that dumb. On a scale of 1 to 10, maybe about a 7. I don't know. Now, here where I live, there's a local town giving classes on how to avoid opioid overdoses and what to do if there's an opioid overdose. Nowhere in this class does it say, don't take drugs. Shouldn't that be rule number 1? I've got a good idea. If you don't take drugs, you're not going to overdose. Now, Demi Lovato, I happen to like. I mean, she is a little there because of the stroke. And she says it's because of the stroke. It's not because of the stroke, folks. It's because of the drugs caused her to have a stroke. Hence, no drugs, no stroke. Your brain is working perfectly. She's the same one who walked in Dunkin' Donuts or something and fat shamed herself because she saw fat-free stuff. I don't know. Food didn't say, hey, fat folks, come eat me. We've already reviewed this. Don't do drugs, man. Then we're not going to have to learn what to do to avoid an overdose. Avoid by not doing it. Very, very simple, man. Very, very simple. Now, I've been driving around town, and I'm seeing signs here. My kids, my choice. No mask. Whatever happened to my body, my choice. Well, I got an idea, parents. Can you choose to teach your children some basic respects? Can you choose them to get outside and play instead of being on electronics all day? Can you get them to hold the door open for somebody? Can you get them to teach them to choose to be respectful? Can you choose them just the choice of crossing the street and choosing to look both ways? We have a bigger pandemic than COVID. It's our children today. Let's teach them choice, how to make the right choice. Unfortunately, the mask may not be yours because the governor's going to come down and drop the hammer. Everybody's going to have a mask. I'm not anti a full mask. You want to wear it, wear it. Whatever you're going to do. Oh, speaking of choice. Forget that. The masks in school, there was another sign I saw. Kids are suffocating because wearing masks. I don't know. I've been teaching the whole pandemic, been reading the newspaper, I watched the news. I haven't seen any kids suffocated. If you've seen any kids suffocating because of masks, I'm not sure. I think doctors would have suffocated a long time ago because they're already wearing masks. The guy who operated my knee was in there for 4 hours. He had a mask on 4 hours. How'd he do it? Was he Superman? I'm not really sure how this works. Hold his breath a long time? You're not suffocating. It's uncomfortable, it's a pain in the neck, but you're not suffocating. Nobody's dying from wearing masks. Get over your bad self and your hyperbole of what's going on in the world today. No, all right, sorry. Back to the choices. The squirrel told me the other day, and I've actually been today. Dad, you know what the problem is? You know why you're bad? Because you make bad choices. I want to know which one of my friends talked to this squirrel. I know you're out there. Probably you, Dinger. And I'm saying it not even a little bit. Probably you. I believe it. I'm okay with it. Who talked to him? No bad choices. He's right, though. He's onto something with this one. Now, here we go. These are incredible people looking advice. Woman has been with an incredible man. She is not with her ex anymore. She lives with this man. He takes care of her 3 kids. He loves her. He helps provide. He pays for the house. She is very in love with him. However, she often meets her ex. Oh, by the way, not her ex, because they're not divorced. Neither one of them want to get divorced. For some intimacy because she really enjoys it. How should I go about this? I got an idea. Get rid of the ex, get the divorce, be with the nice man. How incredible is he if you're doing this to him? Again, you're a horrible human being looking for somebody to tell you, oh, that's okay. You know what? This guy's providing for you, but you want a little on the side? Go ahead. I can't blame you. You had a long relationship. Disgusting, and this is what's wrong with the world. There's no loyalty. Loyalty. You know who's loyal? My friends. They're very loyal to me. Still can't figure out why. I think it's a little thing called love. Now, lastly, just want to say this one thing. Got an email today telling me to come into Famous Footwear and buy the Crocs that all men must have. They must have got the wrong guy because I don't want them. Now listen, find somebody you love because you never know what's going to happen. You never know what tomorrow's going to bring. Got a call or an email, a text today. Good family member called me. Somebody's in the hospital. You never know what's going to happen. You just want to make sure everything is okay. Give them a hug, give them a kiss, tell them you love them. Cheers.